I guess my first question is, we read the Hollywood Reporter article, and we're wondering how Jennifer Lawrence was an influence on you in taking the role, and how do you feel with being compared to her sometimes?
Yeah, you know, Jen gave me some sound advice. I asked her how Hunger Games had affected her life and if she was happy with her decision, and she said yes. If you love the story and if you love the character, do it. And I feel like people are always going to make comparisons, so if they're going to choose to compare me against Jen, I have no problem with that because I think she's a pretty badass lady.
Yeah, well, great. And speaking of being badass, well, you were very badass too on camera. How was training? How was pushing yourself? Did you have to overcome any comfort zones?
Yeah, it was really fun. Training was great, you know. We got to learn a new fighting technique, and we got to learn some fight choreography. And as far as comfort zones go, you sort of learn what your body is capable of when you have to do things over and over and over again physically for hours and hours at a time.
Yeah. Well, for you, what was more exciting, playing the action parts or the more romantic parts of the story, letting that unfold?
Both of it. You know, I think the fun thing about doing this movie was that even though it is an action movie, there's a lot of truth involved, and so it was nice to bring some authenticity to characters that existed in a very big world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what was it like to beat up Kate Winslet?
You know, Kate is in real life an incredibly strong woman. You know, she just knows who she is, and she is that person. And then you add that strength to a strong sort of antagonistic type of role, and you get this really intimidating woman. So beating her up, I was like, yeah, we can pretend, but this would never actually happen. She would totally take me out.
Yeah. Well, compared to the other characters you've portrayed, what's so special about Trish?
Compared to other characters, I think Tris is really special because she, for many reasons, but I really like that she is brave but doesn't necessarily see it in herself until the end of the film, and she has to balance or walk the fine line between being courageous, being selfless, living for herself and loving herself, and yet being in service of others. Yes.
And was there a lot of pressure in conveying this character who, you know, fans are in love with? They followed the series.
I didn't really feel like there was pressure that I put on myself, but I didn't really let any external pressure get to me.
Good. And this film tackles a lot of fears. So what's one of your biggest fears?
I think falling. I don't want to fall. Like, falling from a building sounds not fun to me.
Yeah. Well, did you kind of tackle that a little when you had to do all of the jumps and the physical?
A little bit, yeah, but I mean, the really badass stunts were definitely my stunt double. She's incredible. She jumped 66 feet from a building with no strings to land in a pit. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, you are amazing too. We love the movie. Congratulations.
Thank you. Pound it.
Awesome.